Stamped her name on a one-way flight, chasing red earth daybreak, dust on her shoes, but her eyes so bright. Found a hill with a wide sky, said right here's where my roots can grow. Laid one brick, then another, turned that dream into her home. This is Kinza in the motherland, bare feet dancing on her own red sand. Got a house, got a heart, got a handful.
Good morning, guys. I'm back here outside in my coop doing some cleaning and organizing a little. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kinza Babe. I'm here in Ghana, Africa. Don't mind my wildness and my craziness. I let my hair out. It's growing back so long. Oh my god, so fast. Anyway, I think last year I cut my hair, right? But Kofi's out there and the ants. It rained again yesterday. Rain. Everything is being saturated so much. Look at my guava tree. My guava tree. Let me show you guys. So I just finished feeding the chicks, right? And cleaning in there, doing some maintenance. Look at this tree. Everything is saturated. Everything is falling down. That tree falling down again. I have to prop that tree up, and then all the ants down here is back. So he sprayed here for ants, and they're all down there now again. So we're gonna have to spray because they're gonna make their way back up here. Kofi, we're gonna have to prop the guava tree up. You see the guava tree? It was propped up by far long. We have to prop it back up. There were bamboo and thing there that was holding it up. You see how it on the side? So, I have more planting coming, man. But everything, you see the maize coming. We don't have a lot of okra. But look at this tree. I have to cut down take up the, I'm going to do that right now. Take up the lemongrass and move it someplace else, because I need to get more lemongrass tea, but I don't have my scissors. Everything is growing so fast. I have to do some maintenance down here today, guys. I need to go again because I didn't get to go buy my feed and my wood chips yesterday because the rain came and it slows us down in the water when the rain comes. The driver went with one of the kittens and he called it Chelsea because his favorite team is Chelsea. I think it's a male, but he called him Chelsea. And now we have 3 left. So anyway, back to this. This grass grows so fast in the rainy season and everything is so wet. But we need to fix the guava tree and we need to fix this tree. I don't know. And then I have to call Copy to extend this out. I don't know when, but I wanted to hold up, but these chicks are growing and I need to extend them. Oh my God, look at the weeds. I have to get things going. Oh, in this wet. It's wet. And the ants are coming every time it rains. So it rained yesterday and the ants are here. Turn the camera around so I could talk about this again. Okay, so it didn't rain for 2 days, right? The sun came up a little here and there, you know. Rainy season, this is how it looks, overcast, even though it's still early in the morning here. It might stay the whole day overcast, right? That's how it is here in the rainy season. After these big rains come through, then it's just start being overcast and little light drizzles here and maybe one big shower once in a while. This is Ghana rainy season or West Africa rainy season So anyway, you come in here and you building, or you in the States building and think, oh, why can't they do this? So why can't the roads do this? And how come I'll find a way to get these materials in and blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you, It ain't that easy, oh. Okay, unless you here on the ground, boots on the ground, and see how it is here in the mud. This terrain here in Ghana is totally different from the Caribbean or the Americas or East Africa. It's not the same. Okay, this terrain and this topography here is clay, red clay. It's some hills, some are flat. Okay, when you're dealing with clay, is totally different from being in a volcanic island. The soil, the stones is different. It's more sandy in some areas in the Caribbean. In Americas, there's some sandy. In America, some have clay. Like more up in North Carolina, I see they had some red clay by where my sister had her house, was red clay. We have different terrain. Okay, so we can't say, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Okay, anyway, back to this rain here and this muddy roads. If you can't deal with it, like I said in previous videos, if you can't deal with it, don't come. Don't come. If you can't deal with it, this is another, I've been preaching this. If you can't deal with the water, the flooding, the mud, the electricity going around this time of the year. Electricity do go around this time of the year when they have these heavy rains and flood. You never know what's going to happen. If you can't deal with it or prepare for it, come with your generators or your solar. Don't come. Don't come. I'm talking to you who thinking about coming and moving. I ain't gonna tell you come buy land. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to be all together and we're going to enjoy and we're going to barbecue. Hello. It's going to be more, oh God, no light than happy barbecue. Okay. Oh God, I in flood, I in traffic. Oh God, the driver car broke. Oh God, my car broke. Done. Oh, barbecues and fun and enjoyment. Sisterhood, brotherhood. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have all of that, but you're going to get other things with it too, okay? I just wanted to come on and talk about this morning. Okay. I have to laugh because this is how some people portray moving to Ghana, or their perception is they're going to do it right and we ain't doing it right here, okay? So I have to choose my words clearly. Some people. So the roads. So yesterday, okay, it didn't rain for 2 days. Back to my story. It didn't rain for 2 days. So we decided, Super Shadi went, if you saw my previous videos, I mentioned he went to check on the roads. And before we could have seen the clouds, he was done already in progress of buying the materials to go deliver to the site. And by the time by the time we got to the junction, we saw the clouds, and I was on my way to West Hills, and he was on his way to Putsin, and with materials. Well, let me tell you. I didn't see Super Shadi until 11 o'clock last night. He was at that site trying to get these trucks out of mud where they're going to deliver the cement. And they're locals, okay? And it wasn't only him trying to deliver material like a stock, other people too, okay? So I said all of this to say, when we give you advice about grading roads, when to grade roads, when to build roads, when rainy season comes, the project has to be on hold some days. This is how it gets here. It's real. It's not pretend and they ain't doing it better, or they don't know how to do it, or Now, like I said, everybody have different experience. Some people might do it differently, and some people might not run into this, and some people might, but it depends on the area and the situation. So don't come thinking your situation might be totally different because you're doing this with this builder or you're going here in this area. It happens just about everywhere. Like I said, everybody have different experience at different times and different situation. Last year, the first year I started my building, it rained, but it wasn't like this. My land didn't get saturated because it had like couple big showers and then it stopped and just those light drizzles and stuff. My workers did work in the rain and dig my trenches because it's easier to dig the trenches in the rain. But if it continued to rain when they dig the trenches, it get full with water and then they can't work, right? If it don't stop in between to dry out. So that's what my experience here. Then the following year, we got tons of rain and my land got saturated. You guys see last year it was saturated with water. No, the other day it started to dry out, but today it looked like it's saturated with water again because the ground ain't completely dry. So the water is saturating with this rain. My tree last year fell long. You guys remember my guava tree that has flowers and have so much fruit. I'm ready to make guava drink again because the guava drink won't not too much acid. So I could drink guava. But now the water has knocked it over again. Everything, the stuff that were holding up the rain has saturated the ground, and it's when the rain comes, it comes with wind, not hurricane force wind, but enough to knock down some of the trees. These little like banana trees are easy to knock down, and the papaya tree, because those are not fibrous root trees that run horizontal in the ground. Those are like tap root straight down. When you talk about rooting systems, that's how you know how to plant your trees. You got to know the rooting system and that's why you could plant papaya trees just about anywhere. You could plant banana or plantain trees just about anywhere. The rooting system doesn't destroy your foundation or your property. It doesn't run. There's fibrous root, there's tap roots, there's tuberous roots. You got to know how the trees grow. Anyway, so a papaya tree is easily knocked over. A banana tree is easily knocked over with heavy rains. Same thing with coconut trees, because the coconut trees are taproot. They grow straight down. They don't run and have a bunch of fibrous roots. Anyway, that's a little lesson on rooting, root systems. So I'm saying all of this to say plan, and expect delays, expect issues to arise, because ain't everything perfect here, okay? Be prepared to wait if you come, have delays in transportation, has delays in your building, because dry season is one thing, then rainy season is another. And it's cooler. You know, our summer here is cool. Our winter here is hot. It's the opposite. Remember, when you come in here, rainy season is cooler in the summer. Summertime, our summertime in the US is like their winter time. It's not winter, but it's cooler. If the rain's coming, I know the rain will come in, because when the rain comes, it gets cool. The air gets cool. We were driving and it was warm, and then as we start driving, I said, oh man, I told the driver, the rain coming, feel the air. It starts to get cold. So that's how we're going to get some storms right now, and we drove right into it. The air gets cool. So in the summer, it's cooler. In the winter, it's hotter. So when you're planning your trip, people ask this all the time, when does the rainy season start? When does it? Know that December, January is hot. Know that June July, it's cool. Starting from like May, June, July, it's cool because it's rainy season. So know these things. When you buy in land, know the topography. You know, someone said, oh, I want land, but oh, it has a slope. A little slope. I can't farm on a slope. What do you see all out there? People farming on hills, people farming. Once you have dirt and you have soil and you have proper water, you can farm anywhere, right? Once the land is not rocky or too sandy or too clayey, once you have that perfect, and stuff grow here in the clay. Stuff grow in the clay. So you can farm anyway. It's the person now. When you come in and you buy in land, think about, I'm saying it again, the topography, because think about the clay roads. If you have to climb a hill on a clay road, like out here when I coming in, I slide in and it ain't that big hill. If you're on a hill like this, and you got to go up there when it rains. So you could be rain in, you know how we get snow in? You could be rain in if you on a high hill and you the roads ain't done and you on clay. Cause you gonna be going like this. You could go over the mountain. I ain't lying. I telling you guys the truth. So you could go over the mountain if you're not prepared going like this. Hydroplaning, okay? Totally up the soil and stuff. So then if you plan and building, if you're like this, if the hill is like this, you're gonna have issues, okay? So know your topography. Know your topography. Ghanaians could build anything. They have innovative minds. It's not perfect. So if you're planning on building on a hill and they're not used to hills, then you could have an issue. But I wanted to talk about that today because my land has a slope, and my land to me is perfect because I grew up on a hill, and my house is not really slopey. Water, I don't have no problem with water. The water goes down to the bottom of the hill. That's fine with me. The little wetness I have in the corner over there, I could fill that in anytime and don't have a water issue. Right? Let me show you guys. That little wetness in the corner where I have my sugarcane, that's why I planted the sugarcane down there. That little wetness down there by my borehole. That's why my borehole is down there. I never have a problem with getting water, right? Never, because water flow downhill. So when people were telling me, put it close to the house, I say, I'm going to listen to the professionals. They know best. And I put it down there. Put it close to the house, yeah, and then have water issues later, not being able to get water. They say more water down there, so I put it down there. So, I don't have a problem. I just plant what's needed to be planted in water. I had contumely planted down there. Hopefully the contumely is big again because Matilda and Houdini is out there eating all the time. So I'm hoping the contumely, he's been sent up down there, is so saturated with water now. It was dried out. He had them out there a couple days ago, but now it's wet again. He's probably putting them up here. Yesterday he moved them up here. Up on the top up here. And outside to eat. But other than that, I like my topography. I could plant, I could do whatever I wanted. Same thing in putting I have inputs in is different. Everywhere is different. It's not where my land is not red soil. It's dark clay, hard soil, and there's rocks in that soil also. So that's a different type of landscaping there or farming or whatever over there that I would have to do. I would have to put some topsoil in to soften it up or something if I want to do serious farming. But that land over there, I don't think I'm going to do any serious farming because I have other things to do. So the other land now, I have another plot. Same putting. This is how different it is. The 2 plots that I have, that soil is hard and compact and have stone. The other land is a little more suitable for farming, but yet still is that dark, harder soil. Put in, and then you could go over on the other side and it's red clay. Over on the other side is dark black soil, black clay soil. It's not black loam soil. It's a different, know your soil textures. Not because it's black that means it's black and nice to farm in. It's black and nice and hard. Parts of it. The 1 plot is not that hard. That's to show you the difference. So today is a lesson on topography. That's what this video is about, I guess. Topography, the difference in soil, and knowing to have patience. I'm going to say it again. When you come in here with the water and the difference in the when it's rainy season and when it's dry season. The challenges you could have when you're building. The challenges in the dry season is getting water to your site in the dry season, and the heat could be, slow them down sometime. Because sometimes you might not be able to get water because it's so dry. But even then, sometimes the road condition were bad, but someone chose to grade the road just when it was rainy season. So if it had stayed a little more, it was bad. It was in a bad condition, and if it had stayed a little more compacted from the dry season, we would have still been able to get in. But now it's so hard. It's so harder because they graded around rainy season. So now we have to wait to see when it's going to dry out. And even though if it dry out for a couple of days, if we will still be able to get in, because the soil is going to be a muddy ditch from the trucks trying to go in. Good soil out there, good soil to plant and farm, but when it comes to the roads, and even if you build a road, like, hey, the driver yesterday bringing me home, this is a good road, and this is the paved road coming to my property, right? The main road. You guys have a good road here. I'm like, huh? This is good, because they patch it, they fix it, and then what happens? There's holes again. There's holes, there's ditch. I said, this is good? He said, yeah, compared to where I live, this is good. I'm like, really? So the patching an area, every year, it looked like coming in there by Aquity Junction, the funeral home. There's a funeral home there. And there's a like a bar across, not too far from the funeral home. I don't know, one of them probably, because right on top of the hill by that bar and the funeral home, it'll get bad. And they'd patch it. So we passed in that patch area yesterday, and we was like, you think this going to stay? How long this going to stay? Because of how they patching it too, it's not going to work to me. They patching it manually by hand, hitting the tar and patching the road. But that's probably what they could afford, because it has to be somebody private doing it. How are they doing it? They don't have a tar truck coming out and laying like how we compact and roll. No, they're doing it by hand. And we was like, Another year they patch it. How long it's gonna last? They're gonna open up after this rainy season. It's gonna last for a few months for the rainy season probably, and then they're gonna start opening up when dry season come again. So the patching up at the roads, main road, this is main road that the government paved. So imagine a private road. You got to be prepared to patch and do your own road for you to. So again, I know I'm going on and on about these roads, but I want people to get it. So like I said yesterday, that truck came in here to deliver materials over to the other village. No, they choose to use this one because it's a little better. So now, what happened yesterday after the truck passed? That corner there where it's soft and collect water got even worse because he made this road for me to come in worse because they decide to come through here with the big trucks to deliver materials. So they dig out the rivets there and in front of my house. So these are the things that happen. Now they so bad. Now he gonna make over here so bad. Now where we gonna come in? So either we have to prepare this. We went out and patch up an area for the car to pass and add stones to that area, so we could get past and make it easier for us to get in and other people to get in. But now the big truck coming in here and tearing it up more. So then we're gonna have to take our time and energy to patch up another area. This is what happens here. So I have to figure out a way. I might go out there and put some stones in the corner, but there's no way for the water. How it is, the land is, there's no way for the water to run. So it has to go somewhere. When water come, it gonna find a way. The water way, it gonna find the water way, right? Anyway, enough about me chatting. I going down there to dig up lemongrass because my passion fruit fell long in this rain. Anyway, see you guys soon. So I came down here with shovel, everything to dig this up, but it came right up by my hand. I pull it up by my hand and it's easy to catch. So I gonna catch some more lemongrass. But look, the moisture getting, these are white flies. These are mealy bugs. That's what this is, bugs, mealy bugs. They gotta be treated. So I left this here. Well, I took some more. Remember, this was a little tiny thing that I planted, and I leave some there. Once I get this fixed, it'll still be there. I might just plant some of these along here too. Can't plant them here because I'm gonna get Carpy to come and do this. I need to get it done. So guys, I started weeding around the place I wanted to plant these. But guess what? I went down by the goat pen and there's ants going in the goat pen and the goats are still in there. These ants, I tell you. So I'm going to wash these and take some upstairs for tea. Clean up the ones that are good. Get rid of the ones that are no good. Trim them down and plant them. So you see here, I washed the soil out, but look how much it make. Look how much. Each one of these, I separate. I go make plants, but I don't need a whole bunch. But I'll have enough lemongrass. And for whoever need lemongrass, I have, plenty. This is the tea. I like this one because it's stronger. The tea is more tastier. The other big one that I have down there is lemongrass too. But that grow big like an ornamental grass. And it's not as strong as this one to me. This one here, look, this one here might not be good, but the bugs, this one here, the bugs took it over. But I'll still plant it. I just wash them in here. I gonna wash them again. Throw this out, wash them again. Trim them down. pick off the leaves that are good for tea, and then I'm going to replant these. So guys, I did the lemongrass again, but I'm going to cut the top off for tea. I trim these up, I wash them again. They're full of bugs, so when you, hey, go, cat food. So when you're doing plants and transplanting, be careful not to bring other bugs. So these have mealy bugs on it, the ones that suck the plants, the white under the leaves, the white stuff under the leaves. So I can't bring this to my nursery, or else they're going to transfer insects to my nursery, another set of insects to my nursery. So that would have to be sprayed and get rid of, and I can't keep chasing behind these insects. I don't have time. So now I have to be careful of how I have to wash them off and take out the ones that has the bugs and wash them good. Mealy bugs you have to get rid of with something systemic because they are sucking insects. So I don't want to transfer those over to my nursery. So be very careful when you bring in other plants into your nursery that they don't have bugs. Look at it, so cute. Puss, and your little cute kitten. The black and white one is gone. While I decided to do the lemongrass, I decided to come and do some transplanting while it wet here too. With the soil I had put here to do some transplanting. I don't have the black soil because I don't have the stuff to make the black soil. So I'm using what I have here. They're going to grow regardless of what. Look how nice the turmeric growing. It just have to be weeded, everything in this water. So I had some croutons needed transplanting out the rubber up there to a bigger container. So just a little bigger container. So that's what I'm doing today. Dealing with the lemongrass, doing some transplanting while it's cool out. You gotta take advantage of the coolness when you can. So I'm done with the transplanting. Now I'm back to my lemongrass, cutting down my lemongrass bush and washing and trimming for tea. But I did some transplanting, guys, and I have to do some more propagating. But now that it's rainy season, I have to do more propagating. My cashew trees are coming, the ones from seeds. The one down there is still surviving. I have to go look at my moringa trees. They're not branching, they're growing tall. I need them to branch. Gotta trim them again. That's what I have to do. I need moringa. Now I got more lemongrass. I need basil. The basil tree dying out. I gotta wait for new basil to come. And then I have more tea. I need more tea. That tea is just too much. It's taking over everything. I have to cut it again, but the more I cut, the more it grows. Anyway, I'm going to cut this bush now. So, look at this. The clouds and the wind rolling. It's cold. And these goats automatically start. They know the rain coming. They start, yeah, get me out of here. Get me out of this rain. Get me out of this weather. It's cold. Like I said yesterday, a coldness to come in. Okay, a coldness that come in and it just woo, shiver. They look, they know, they're ready. They're running. Sorry guys, I ain't showing you. They're running to the shelter. They know they want to get out of this coldness. Okay, yep. Weather again, dark clouds rolling in, dark clouds. Cool. Oh, that door blow open with the chicks. Guys, look at the rain. It's been raining ever since. And look at the water down there. Let me step out. Look how it's full up here, especially with that truck. And that's where the water run, and the truck came through there the other day. And guess where it running? Either down that way or in my compound. But since I put a little barrier up, it's sitting right in front. But the good thing is it drains really fast. It's cold out here though. It's really cold. Let me get inside.
So right here's where my roots can grow. Lay one brick, then another. Turn that dream into a home. This is Kinza in the motherland.